So today let's see how we can just unlocking this brilliance, how we can just build our knowledge quest bot with Azure OpenAI. So before that, I would like to give a short introduction about me. Myself, Smita Nachan. I am having 14 plus years of experience in M365 technology. I am a speaker as well as author. I am also a part of Pune Tech Community Organizer Group. So I am a MVP, and these are some of my social handlers by which you can just get in touch with me. So let's see what the agenda is today, and I will take all of your questions in the last of the sessions. Yeah. So the agenda first we will start with having some of the knowledge about Azure OpenAI. Then we will check for the Teams toolkit for the Visual Studio Code. Then we will going to cover the LLMs, prompts, and completion. And then I will give you a demo of this knowledge quest Teams bot. So Sushti has already covered a lot of things about this, so it will be definitely easy for me. Yeah, so first I would like to give you some of the introduction about this Azure Open AI. So it's on a request base. So first you have to fill the forms, and once you get access to that, then it will be available in your Azure portal. So it is available as per the access. So once it is available for you, then you can just come over here in your Azure portal, and then you can just click on the create a resource. So once you clicked on the creator resource, it will take you in this marketplace, and where there you can just search for this Azure Open AI or Open AI, and it will land you to this marketplace where you have to go through some of these steps are involved there over there. So you can just fill the data and you can just create your resource. So this one is available Azure Open AI, and then you can just click on the create. Yeah, and then over here again you have to click on the create. It is same like any other Azure resource we are creating, but some of the configuration you have to remember. So first thing is you have to select your subscription. So once you are done with the subscription selection, then the next thing is you have to go ahead and you have to check for your resource group. So you can just select your resource group from here, and then if you don't have any resource group, you can just create one from the here. Yeah. So once you clicked over here, it will take you, and then you have to follow some of the steps to create your resource group. So for example, let me select whatever the one I have already created because we would like to save our time. Then the region. So it is the most important thing to select the region, because whatever the region you are going to select, as per that only you are able to use available models. So in our case, for example, if you want to go with this a dolly, then you can just go ahead and select the East US region. So you have to check for your business requirement, what are the things are involved there, what is your business case, and as per that you can just select the region and you will able to use whatever the available models available with that region. Then you can just provide some of the name. I will just say that the test demo, and then you can just say what is the pricing tier. Okay, that's demo already available. So the pricing tier, once you clicked over here, no worries if you are not aware about what exactly the pricing tiers are there. So let me go ahead and show you that pricing tier. So once you clicked over here, it will take you over here. Then you can just select your region. So in our case, for example, let's say East US, and what is the currency in which you would like to see that calculation. So in my case, let me say that okay, I would like to go with the India currency. Then whatever the language models available over here, what is the input, output, the per token pricing detail. So everything is available over here. What are the base model, fine tuning models, everything is available over here. So you can see that pricing tiers, and then you can just select the options available over here. Okay, so once we are done with the basic thing, the next thing is we have to do this configure the network security for your Azure AI resources. So again, your business requirement is matter over here. So you can just select for the all networks, including the internet, can access this resource. Then you can just go ahead, or you can just select the networks configures this security for your Azure AI services, and then you can disables also. Yeah. So the next thing is the tagging. So you can just tag the name and values. You can just pair them. You can just enables to categorize your resources. For example, let's say this is a knowledge quest bot. You are building it for some of the HR. Let me mute everyone. Sorry for that. So for example, it is something related to the HR. Then you can just mention a name for your department and the values over here. And the next thing is, once you are provided with all of the steps, then you have to review and then you have to submit it. Okay. Then it will create your resource. So for us, I have already created one in the past to save the time and also to save the cost. So once you create, then it will show you something like this one. So that is the resource group, the status is active, the location is East US, as I mentioned, whatever this you're going to select, as per that you are going to get all the models available, and then the pricing tiers and some of the key points are available over here. So key points and endpoints available over here, we are going to use it in a code. So later on I will just show you. Yeah. So once you are done with the creation of your resource group, then the next thing is you have to go ahead and you have to open this Azure OpenAI Studio. So one thing you can just observe, once I clicked over here, then it is taking to the Azure OpenAI Studio, which is not available inside this Azure portal. So let's go ahead. You can see the link itself is a mentioning oai.azure.com. Okay, so our resource group is ready. So we can just come over here. We can just select our models. We can just do the deployment. And once we are done with that deployment, we can just play in a playground. So before going to the actual production, you can just test your code over here. Let it open. So I will just show you how you can just select your models, how you can just do all this deployment and everything. Yeah. So over here, there is also this preview of this one is also available. So once you click over here, then inside the management, there is a models available. These are the all the models available. So you can just select whatever the models you want, and then you can just do click on this deployment. So it will the deployment of that models and it will be available over here. Again, the deployment will take the 5 to 7 minutes. So to save that time, whatever the existing deployment have done, we can just go ahead and we can just check that one. So let's say this is the one which we have done the last time deployment. So you can see all the details over here. And now let's go ahead and just play in the playground. Let me just reduce the size of this one. Yeah. So there are three things you have to do this configuration. One is the setup. Then over here there are some of the configuration and middle one where you can just exactly the test your whatever the settings you have done. It is a playground, and then you can just use that code as it is in your actual production. Yeah. So there is a system message. So system message is nothing but the behavioral of your system, and also the information icon is available over here. For example, if you are not aware of what exactly the settings are there, then no need to worry. So there are some of the templates are already available over here. So you can just choose your templates. Again, it is as per your business requirement. Yeah. So you can just, for example, let's say my this AI assistant is related to some cooking. So I can say that, hey, this is the AI assistant which is help me in all of my cooking stuff. That will be the system message. And then you can just add some of the examples to show that chat that what the responses you want. So for example, over here, you can just go ahead, you can just add, okay, how would I like to make a pizza, and some of the things, assistance, what is the response for that? You can just add all this user and assistant details over here. Once you're done with all this setup, then you can just go to the configuration part, and over here, this is the deployment model which I showed you before some time, that's available over here. And then there are some of the parameters that you have to see and you have to select. So this is a max response. So you can just set a limit of number of tokens per models. And then there is a temperature available. So to controls the randomness, lowering the temperature means that the model will produce the more repetitive responses, and increasing the temperature will result in more unexpected or creative responses. So keep it low as much as possible. The same for the toppy, the similarity to the temperature. This control the randomness but uses a different methods. So lowering a toppy will narrow the model's token selection to likewise the tokens. Yeah. So once we have all these details, then you can just come over here, and it is a middle part. You can just whatever the settings you have done, you can just test it. I will just show you what are the programming languages also available over here. So let me go ahead and let me say that, okay, how to make pizza. Yeah, that is a prompt. And let's see what is the completion we get. So now, whatever the settings we have done, as per that, we got a response as a completion. There are the ingredients mentioned over here, and all the instructions are also provided over here that how you can just make a pizza. Yeah. So once you're done with over here, so before going to the actual production, you can just come over here, and then you can just see what are the options available. You can check it in the JSON, Python, C Sharp, and curl. So over here, all the details are available. That is a max token, toppy, then the messages, frequency, and everything. So let me go with this curl. So over here, you can just see all of the details are available over here, like API key, the message which we have seen over here, and other things which are shown in the configuration, like a max token, temperature, then the toppy, and everything. And all the details are available over here. Yeah. So once you are satisfied with all of these things, you can just go ahead and you can just start the same implementation in your production. Yeah. So now we have a background of Azure OpenAI, and let's see another thing which we are going to use in our this session, that is the Teams toolkit for the Visual Studio Code. So to get started with this app deployment for the Microsoft Teams, so it is a free extension for the Visual Studio Code. So I'm not sure if you are familiar with this Teams toolkit, but Teams toolkits make it simple to get started with this app development for Microsoft Teams using this Visual Studio Code. So you can just start with the project template for a common custom app build for your organization scenarios, or from a sample. Then you can just save the setup time with automated app registration and the configurations. Again, you can just run and debug to Teams directly from familiar tools. You can use the smart defaults for hosting in Azure using infrastructure as code and the bicep. You can just create a unique configurations like a dev, test, and prod using the environment features. So again, it is available for free for Visual Studio Code, and there are some of these examples also available on the Microsoft official documentation. So this Teams Toolkit installation that is available in Visual Studio Code Marketplace, that is built in with JavaScript, TypeScript, React, and SPFX. Yeah. And apart from that, there are some of the features available like project templates, automatic registration and configuration, multiple environments, and the quick access to teams and the developers portals. So let's have some of the short introduction for all of them. That is the first one is a project template. So you can start directly with the capability focus templates such as the tabs, bots, message extension. So you can just create all this within in this Teams toolkit. You can just create the tabs, bot, and messaging extension. Also, this Teams toolkit reduces the complexity of getting started with the help of templates for the common custom app built in for your organization scenarios. Yeah, and then you can use this automatic registration and the configuration. So you can just save your time and let the Teams toolkit automatically register the app in a Teams developer portal. So when you first run or debug the app, Teams Toolkit automatically register the Teams app to your Microsoft 365 tenant and configuration settings such as Microsoft Intra ID for your Teams app, sign in with your Microsoft 365 account to control where the app is configured and customized, and that includes the Microsoft Intra manifest when you need the flexibility. Yeah. So there are multiple environments, so you can just create a different groupings of the cloud resources to run and test your app. So you can just use this dev environment with your Azure subscription, or you can just create a new app with a different subscription for staging, test, and production. Again, you can have a quick access to the Teams developer portal. So you can access the Teams developer portal where you can configure, distribute, and manage your apps. Yeah. And for this debugging, so you can just run and debug your bot projects using the Visual Studio Code, and you can just include the dev tunnels features. And there is a Teams app test tool also, so which makes debugging bot based app effortless. So you can just chat with your bot and see its messages and adaptive cards as they appear in Teams. So you don't need Microsoft 365 developer account or the Teams app or the bot registration to use the Teams tool. So this is all about this introduction about this Teams toolkit. Okay, so now I have already provided you some of the background for this Azure OpenAI as well as the Teams toolkit. So now let's see how we can utilize and you can just power it together. So for that purpose, let me go ahead and give you first some of the introduction about the knowledge quiz Teams bot. So in June 2023, Microsoft has conducted one hackathon, and we, myself, Nachan, Kun Sangani, and Siddharth Vagashia, we have built this knowledge quest team spot, and which is the winner of this AI winner of Hack Together, which has happened in this June 2023. So this is an interactive chatbot application designed to allow users to test their knowledge on the specific topic using the power of Azure OpenAI. So you can just test your knowledge as you can just test your knowledge for anything, like you can it can be a technical, it can be a non-technical, and anything you can just test over here. So this is, you can see the welcome to the knowledge quest. Yeah, and over here it is giving is the option for the select self assessment and the my stats. So there are some of the key features available over here for the topic selection. There is a dynamic question generations, and again there is an interactive quiz experience. Just give me a moment, just give me a moment, please. Yeah, sorry for that. Yeah, so the first you have to do the topic selection. It can be any a technical or a non-technical. So whatever the topic selection you are going to do, as per that you will get some of the list of dynamic questions, and then it will be really very interactive. Like we are going to have the adaptive card, that's the reason it will be really very user friendly. And then there is a my stat. So the my stat, that means you can just see whatever this exams you have taken in a past, and then it will show you the score for that one. Yeah, so before go ahead and check actual demo, there are some of the prerequisites for that. Okay, so there will be a Node.js, then there is a supported version that is a 16 or 18, and then you need M365 account. And if you don't have a M365 account, then in that case, what you can do? you can just apply for the one for the M365 developer program. Okay. And then we need this again the Teams toolkit for the Visual Studio Code extension version that will be the 5.0.0 or the higher. Okay. So that is the clear what is the basic requirement and what are the requirement you need. Okay. So now let's just go ahead and just check that what exactly how we can just build it and how it is very simple and other things. Yeah. So let me go to the next page. Okay. So this is the behavior. This is the what we can say the architecture diagram for our bot. Okay. So now how it works that the user is saying that I want to test my knowledge on a specific topic. And then it is just sending that details over here for the knowledge quest teams bot, which is hosted in our teams. Okay. There is a prompt it is getting from the user to the knowledge quest teams bot. Okay. Then this background we are using this Azure OpenAI model to send a completion. Okay. So there is a user who is sending the prompt and then Azure OpenAI which is sending the completion. Yeah. So that way it is sending a prompt and a completion. Okay. So this prompts is nothing but that it generates that okay generate this number of multi-choice questions with the correct answer and then the options and the references for that links on the selected topic. So over here we are just going just bit technical. Yeah, in a JSON format with elements as a questions, options and the answers and the reference link. So you will get everything in this format, JSON format, like a question, options and answer, and there is a reference link. So for example, in recently, if anyone of has taken any of the Microsoft examination, then might be you have seen there is a reference link with all of the questions available over here. So you can just go to that reference link, you can just check whatever the question is about, you can just come back and you can just give us the answer for that one. Yeah. So now the I've already shown you about the Teams toolkit, Azure OpenAI, and architecture diagram for our bot. So now it's a time to go ahead and check actual working of this Knowledge Quest Teams bot. Okay. So let me go over here and let me show you. Let me close this one. The demo effect. It's just asking me that switch the tenants. Yeah, but I don't want to do that. So in the demo, I would like to show you about this working model that how it works exactly. So once you clicked on the select self-assessment, then what are the options you get? And then once you clicked over here in the my state, then what are the options you get? So once you clicked on this select self-assessment, then it is just asking you for to select the topic and the number of questions. And once you select that topic and the number of questions, then whatever the topic you have selected as per that it will and the number of questions you have selected as per that it will give you a number of questions. It will be in a adaptive card and then you can just go ahead and you can just check for that one. Yeah. So let's give me some time and let me just add that one. So it's available over here. Yeah, you can see it's already available. What I have showed you about the stats. So once you clicked on that stats, then it is just giving you all the details over available over here and the self assessment will again allow you to do the self assessment. So it can be a technical, non-technical, anything. Yeah. So now see, once I clicked on the self assessment, it has given me the adaptive card and it is saying that choose your preferences to start testing on a knowledge quiz bots. And you can just select any of the assessment topic and the number of questions. So the by default, I have provided a number of questions as a 5, but you can just increase and decrease as per your choice. So let me go ahead and let's set OK. I would like to keep the number of questions as it is as a 5 and I would like to test my knowledge and on the Azure. Yeah. So once you clicked over here, it is just replacing that adaptive card with a different one. In that architecture diagram, I have showed you how it is generating that JSON, and we are just getting a questions. So it is showing that a question 1 out of 5, and then the question is there, and there is a reference link. For example, in the bottom you can just see I'm just doing this mouse over here, and in the bottom you can see it is just taking me to that Microsoft documentation. So I can just go over there, I can just take what exactly this about, and then I can just submit the answers. Yeah, so over here one thing you can just notice, okay, let me just give the answer for one. Okay, now we are on the number 2. So over here you can just see that it is not allowing me to go back. So we have built this bot that once you are given the answer for any question, then it's done. You cannot go back. Okay, for example, let's say if you are selected the number of question as a 50, and you have done till the 20, and you think that now I don't have that enough time to go ahead and complete remaining the 30, or you want to end your assessment. So in that case, you can just end your assessment, and whatever the number of questions you have answered, it will do the assessment as per that only. So in our case, you have selected the 50, but you have given answer for the 20. So assessment will done on the number of answers you have done, that is the 20, not on the 50. Yeah. So let me go ahead and randomly select any of the answers over here, and let's see what is the assessments it's giving to me. Yeah, so it is saying that okay, we have done with that, and my score is okay, it's bad, it's 2 out of 5. It is saying that thank you for choosing this knowledge quest bot and everything over here. So this is the way how you can just work with this self assessment. And the next thing is in my stat. So once you clicked on the my stat, it will give you statistics for the all the assessment you have done in a past. I've already clicked on that. Yeah, but let me show you the existing one. Yeah. So this is the stats. So stats will give you all of the information like the quiz title, that means the topics you have selected in a past, and then the total number of questions you have taken, and out of which how was or how much it was the correct questions, and then correct answers you have given, sorry, and then the percentage. Okay. So over here again, once you clicked over here, it is first is a welcome message. So first is the welcome card. You will get, if you are selecting the welcome, then it you will get this welcome adaptive card. And then if not, then you want to learn something. If you need another help, then there is a one more options is also available over here. Yeah. So that was about how this is the working of this knowledge quiz bot. Okay, so now let me just share the screen. I think Nanadeep will share his screen, and let me just show you how how we have done this implementation for that one. Just bear with me for 1 minute. Yeah, we are just sharing it from the another screen. So I would like to show you how we have just done these adaptive cards and what type of solution we have built and how you can just handle it. So it will be helpful for you. So if you want any plan to build any bot with the help of Teams toolkit and using this Azure OpenAI. Yeah. So let me share my screen. Just give me a moment. Is my screen is visible? Okay. So I think code is visible over here. So over here, the adaptive card, which I showed you. So that's all are the available over here. And then in the starting, I explain you that you don't have to worry about this application registration and everything. So that is taken care from this teams.local.yaml file. Yeah. So everything is available over here for this app registration, bot service creation, everything is handled from here. So you don't have to worry it. So Teams Toolkit is already taking care or already taking headache of us. And these are all the adaptive cards which are available in the JSON format. Then we have some of the environment variables, and our main code is available inside our TS file. Yeah. So we can just add all the details over there. So let's go ahead and check. Yeah. So the first one is you have to import this OpenAI. So once you import over here, Then you can just come over here and you can just handle the event when the user clicks on any of the adaptive card. Because as I showed you, there are two options. One is for the self assessment and another one is for the my stat. So whatever the user selects on that message, it is just handling. So this is the get the text from the message activity. And there are the options, for example, welcome or the learn. So the welcome, it is giving the introduction of that adaptive card, and the learn, it is giving up some more information over here. Yeah. Then you can just handle the events when the user add bot to a Teams or the chat. That events also you can just handle. And the main important thing is how you can just invoke when an action is taken on the adaptive card. So this adaptive card sends an event to the bots and this method handles all that event. So for example, once you clicked on the select self assessment, then it is opening that respective adaptive card. So you can see over here the adaptive cards are available. So you can just I will just walk you through that adaptive cards. And there are some of the my stats also is available. So once you clicked on my stats, then it is just giving you this adaptive cards, which is having whatever this examination you have taken. This is the welcome and this is the self assessment. Yeah. And then we are in the action, we are just storing these verbs and we are just passing it, so we can just able to the code will able to understand what exactly the actions user has taken. Yeah. So it's all about it. And then you can just, if you want to add some of the additional properties, then you can just add it from over here. Then this is the place where you can just render your first question and then the next question, and we can just checking, we are just calculating if the user answer is correct and everything, and then we are just doing the end of the assessment, and then we are just calculating the score. Yeah, so that is all about this session, that how you can just create your custom bot using this Teams toolkit and Azure OpenAI. So it's